Hey guys, welcome back to Senscape, and today is actually part 2 of the Creed Aventus video, and this one is going to be all of the flankers and the other fragrances that have inspired themselves from the Creed Aventus DNA. So guys, if you are interested in this kind of content and you like this kind of stuff that I'm doing for you guys, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of all the future videos. This is a small channel, guys, and guess what? I am doing this for you guys. So guys, let's go ahead and see what we are going to start off with first.
Yeah. Welcome to the Senscape, where the no don't lie. Yeah. Step into the Senscape, breathe game in the air. From the cheapies on the shelf to that niche red flare. No cap, no hype, just facts when I spray. If it's fire, I say it. If it's trash, same way. Top notes hitting first like a punch in the face. Mid notes tell the story, base leave a trace. Longevity check, projection on blast. Is it worth your cash? You're gone too fast. Designer dreams or that budget flex. I break it all down so you don't second guess. One spray, one wear, one honest review.
All right, so for the first fragrance I am going to start off with is a flanker of Creed Aventus, and this one is Aventus-inspired. This is a very nice fragrance. It does take Aventus to a completely different step than another flanker of Aventus, which I will be going over in a little bit, but this one right here is Aventus-inspired. Now this one is a little bit of a darker version of Aventus. So this one is, you could say it's like if you take Aventus, and it does remind me of Dior Sauvage Elixir. So it's like Creed Aventus and Dior Sauvage Elixir put together. So they call it Aventus. I think they missed the mark a little bit. They probably should have called it Aventus Elixir, and that would have probably matched this fragrance a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this one on a test strip and let you guys know what this one smells like. All right, so I have this one on the test strip, and so in the opening you get some of the Aventus, but it is not really as far as the Aventus that you get. It's like Aventus is kind of like that bright, very airy type pineapple or citrusy kind of fragrance that you get. This one is a lot darker, so you get more of the woods, the resins out of this one. It is kind of like you would say closer to Dior Sauvage Elixir, which is more that darker resin type fragrance. That's what you get out of this one. Now Aventus is more of a summertime fragrance. This one to me is the cooler weather version of Aventus. So out of that one, in the opening, it is almost a straight wood. You get kind of like trying to figure out what that is. It's kind of like a it's like a wood resin. It's a little bit of sweetness to it, not very sweet, not as sweet as the original Aventus. It is more a darker fragrance. So there is kind of like a little bit of a bubblegum kind of vibe that's in there, but it is like very faint. That is more like in the background. That's what the sweetness comes out of it. You get kind of like that bubblegum vibe to it, but it is definitely a darker fragrance. So this is, if you somebody that like Creed Aventus and you think that Aventus smells like Aventus, you'd be very hard pressed if you were to blind buy this one, because it is so far off from the original Aventus that I could say that this could kind of have its own line on its own, but this is more like I'll say Aventus Elixir, but they call it Aventus. So I guess they didn't want to go with the whole Elixir because everybody's doing it, so they probably just want to be a little bit different. But they went with they did the whole Elixir DNA, but they called it Aventus itself. So this one, like I said, it is kind of like that Sauvage Elixir. If you smelled a Ralph's Club Elixir, it is pretty much all those same kind of realm Boss bottled elixir kind of thing. Like they all have that darker resinous type of fragrance. This is what Absolute Aventus is doing. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then definitely try it out and see if it's something that you like. So as far as for me, this is probably the one that I wear the least out of all my Aventus, but it is a nice darker fragrance. If I were to probably be somewhere like suit and tied and something like that, then I'll probably pick this one up over the regular Aventus, because more likely I will probably find somebody that's wearing Aventus where I'm going, but this one is probably going to be less likely to do that. So guys, let's go ahead and move on to the second one. All right, so this one is a dupe of a flanker of Creed Aventus. It's actually supposed to be a dupe of Aventus Cologne, and this one is from the house of ALT, and this one is Exec Cologne. So this is it says it's inspired by Aventus Cologne, 20 ounce, 60 ml, and this one is an extrait de parfum concentration. So it's supposed to be a very, very strong fragrance. Now, one issue I have with ALT fragrances, I own, let's see, 6 of them. Yeah, I own 6 of them. And my thing with them is that even it's an, like especially this one, even if it's an extrait de parfum, it doesn't last as long as you'd expect. Like if you watch part 1 of videos that I did, the clone Thunderstorm and Mod Fragrance Achiever, those I told you that they last about 5 to 6 hours. This one I get probably about 2 to 3 hours tops out of it, so it doesn't last as long as even Aventus, which is a eau de parfum concentration. But as far as the scent profile of this one, as far as Aventus Cologne, this is a beautiful, beautiful rendition of Aventus Cologne. This is like the first iteration of Aventus Cologne where it had more of the citrus punch to it. Now they kind of like dialed down the citrus a little bit, so this one has more of that citrus opening that you get in there. And on the dry down, it dries down pretty much very, very close to Aventus Cologne. It is actually a very nice fragrance. The other thing with these is they tend to leak, so kind of sucks for that. But it is so nice of a fragrance. If you look at it, this is how much I have used since I got this one, and I've had this for probably about a year. So it is just that good of a fragrance. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 sprays for you in the air. All right, great atomizer, not pressurized, but definitely puts a good amount of juice out there. And in the opening, you get that citrus. It's more of a citrus punch, and it has a little bit of that pineapple that you do pick up. The birch is there. It is definitely Aventus Cologne that you get out of it. So this one, I'll say, is probably about 90-95% Aventus Cologne. Smells absolutely fantastic. Very well made fragrance. Just wish it lasted a little bit longer. So ALT, if you guys can figure out how to make these last a little bit longer and keep the fragrance the same, that'll be perfect. Because the price point on these is they are pretty much around the same price point as Mod and the clone. So it's kind of like a little hard to justify it. Now I was able to pick this one up at Marshall's. I paid $16.99 for it. That's why it was worth it to me. But as far as like paying their full price online, I don't think it's worth it because the longevity is just not there. Now I do have another clone, which is a clone of Aventus Cologne, and this one is from Mod Fragrance. So as you can see, this one is called Achiever Night Edition. All right, yeah, there you go. So Achiever Night Edition. Now I don't know why they put Night Edition for it, because I think that would probably fit Absolute Aventus probably a little bit better, because Achiever is Aventus, Night Edition is or their Aventus Cologne. So it probably should have been like Day Edition, because it's a little bit brighter. But That's the name that they picked for it. So as far as the scent profile of this one, let me go ahead and, oh, by the way, this is a 50 ml, 1.7 ounce extruded parfum concentration. And so this is the first iteration of it. I don't think they made a second different batch of it because this one was pretty close from the jump. So let me go ahead and spray it in the air. Okay, very good atomizer on that one. So this one is not a pressurized atomizer, but they do have, if you do pick up these bottles, they do come in a newer style bottle, which looks like, let me grab one of them for you guys, that looks like this, and they will come with a pressurized atomizer. So the new style bottles look like this. This is the old style bottles. I don't think they have any of these left. So but as far as the juice that's inside of it, it's all the same. They just change the bottle. Now in the air, it is through and through. It is very, very close to Aventus cologne. That one I could say almost the same thing like the LT, about 90 to 95% Aventus cologne. Smells absolutely fantastic. Now the ALT does have it, you do smell the fruit a little bit more. This one is more of closer to Aventus cologne. I'll say probably a little bit closer to Aventus cologne than the LT, because the LT does have that fruit blast that lasts not too long, probably like 5 minutes, but this one is closer to Aventus cologne from the beginning all the way to the dry down. So as far as the longevity of this one, it lasts a little bit longer than Aventus cologne. You get about 6 to, I'll say about between 5 to 7 hours, depending on what you're doing. Out of this one, it is a fantastic fragrance, smells very good, and it's actually a pretty good price. So if you're interested in these, you can go on their website, Mod Fragrance, and look these ones up. They are actually pretty good. So this one, I would definitely recommend them. So let's go on. And now the next ones I have are not, these are not dupes or flankers of Creed Aventus. These are inspired by fragrances. Okay, so let's go ahead and I will start with Banana Republic Midnight Hour. Now this is supposed to be well, I'm not gonna say supposed to be. This is pretty much a blockade. So it was made by the same perfumer at the exact same time. So that same perfumer did the exact same that was doing the perfume blockade for Mind Games, was also working on this one at the same time. So they smell very close. The only difference is blockade, I mean, it is a much more expensive fragrance. So you do get much better quality ingredients out of it. It does last longer, and it's, you can tell, I mean, if you have them side by side, you can tell that blockade is a bit better than this one. But as far as for the price point, dollar for dollar, is blockade worth it? I'll leave that up to you. But if you just want the scent profile, you can definitely get the Banana Republic Midnight Hour, and this one is actually a fantastic fragrance. So this one is a eau de parfum concentration. I believe it is a 2.4 ounce, I believe. Let me see. It's hard to tell on this bottle. It is a 2.5 ounce. 75 ml, I think, 2.5 ounce on these. So these, you can pick these up at Burlington, Ross. They're about 20 bucks. You can pick them up online, but you're going to end up paying a lot more for these. So definitely look at your local Burlington and Ross. That's where you're going to more likely find these. Burlington carries them more than Ross, but Ross has been starting to pick these up and all that. I've actually seen Oud Mosaic at Ross, which I've never found at Burlington, but I already have it. So that's why I didn't pick it up. But yeah, that's a very, very rare fragrance to find out there. So let me go ahead and spray that one in the air for you so you can see the atomizer. Okay, so it's an okay atomizer. Not terrible. So this one you get the Aventus style DNA, but instead of having the pineapple opening, this one opens up with a mango. So it is not a super sweet mango. This is more like a, I'll say like a coming to be ripe mango, not quite there yet. Um, a mango is, as the fruit itself would be a lot sweeter. I do have mango trees at my house, so I do know what mangoes are supposed to smell like, and I can tell you this one is more of kind of like almost that greener, just starting to turn yellow mango kind of thing, kind of fruit. So it's not really a ripe mango, so you don't get that super sweet fruit. It's more like it's kind of like you can say mango, but a little bit of a sourish kind of mango that you get out of it. Now, it is a different take on Creed Aventus. So if you probably want something that smells a little bit more tropical or a little bit different than Aventus, this is actually very nice because you still get the DNA of Aventus, but instead of that, like I said, the pineapple, you do get the mango. So the way they took the mango is almost the same thing like Creed did with the pineapple. It is not that super sweet pineapple. It's more of a slightly unripe pineapple that you get. It's not like a very, very ripe pineapple. So this is what you get with it. So this is a great fragrance. Something that I'll say it's the longevity out of this one is not the best. You probably get about 2 hours tops out of this one. So just be mindful of where you're gonna wear it. But you can always overspray or not overspray. You can always respray if you need to because it's only 20 bucks and it's actually very good. So it is pretty close to Mind Games. Like the thing is, Mind Games is a little bit better. You can definitely see the quality difference if you put them side by side. But as far as like spraying it on you and everything, it is going to be up to you whether you want to drop $400 for Mind Games or you want to drop $20 for this one and get pretty much, I'll say, 85% of DNA. So this is Midnight Hour, and let's move on to the next fragrance. All right, so for the next one, this is actually a dupe house, but this one it did a pretty much a dupe of two fragrances that are part of the Aventus line, but it's it kind of well, they're not part of the Aventus line. They are one is part of the Aventus line, and the other one is a fragrance inspired by Aventus, which is Nishane Hachivat, and the other one is Absolute Aventus, which I just reviewed for you. So it kind of did a cross of these two fragrances together, and this one is from the house of Hawas, and this one is Hawas Black. So this one is mostly Hachivat. It's like if it's Hachivat with about 5 to 10% Absolute Aventus that's in there. So it's not a straight dupe of Hachivat, but it is more Hachivat than Aventus. So if you like Hachivat, then this is actually very, very close to it. But it does have a little bit of that darkness of Absolute Aventus in there, but you don't really get it. It's not really strong. It's just very, very faint in there. So as far as this one, I picked this one up at my local Burlington. I forgot what I paid for this, but I think it was like it's definitely like 45 bucks and under. This is fantastic fragrance. Now, as far as the longevity of this one lasts I'll say this one lasts probably about a good 5-6 hours on me. Now, I haven't wore this one in a little bit. So when I first got it, I've been wearing it quite a lot. And you can kind of tell, I mean, I did put, let's go put it, there you go, straighten out the bottle so you can see. I did put a little bit of a dent on that one. So it is a very, very nice fragrance. Definitely a very good summertime fragrance. So very nice cap. The cap is, I think I think it's metal. Metal and plastic, but it does have some heft to it. And let me go ahead and spray that one in the air for you so you can see the atomizer. Okay, very good atomizer. It is not pressurized, but puts out a great amount of juice. So, wow. Okay, so it did change from the time I did first got it. So this bottle has been sitting for a couple months on my shelf now, and I am picking up the Absolute Aventus a little bit more. So now I would say it's probably about 30% Absolute Aventus and 70% Hachivat. So if you're somebody that likes Absolute Aventus, but you think it's a little bit too dark, you wish it was a little bit lighter, definitely Hawas Black, it is very nice because you get that darkness of Absolute Aventus, but it is not like super pronounced like in Absolute Aventus and all that stuff. And you don't get the like that resonance dry down that you get like as far as the Dior Sauvage Elixir dry down. It's not there. It mostly stays that fragrance all the way throughout. Now, it is a smoother type of Aventus. Hachivat is like if you take Aventus and it's like if, let's say if Aventus was a designer fragrance and Nishane turned it into a niche fragrance, that's what Hachivat is. So it is a I'll say a little bit cleaner Aventus, a little bit fresher Aventus made. They made it a little bit better. So that one is actually fantastic, beautiful version of Aventus. If you're interested in that, they are pretty much I'll say Nishane is actually a little bit cheaper than Aventus, but the bottle's a lot smaller. So price per ml is a little bit it is higher, but as far as like purchasing the bottle is a little bit cheaper than purchasing Aventus itself. But Hawas is a beautiful, great fragrance. I think it was, I don't remember. I think it was like $40 or something like that for this one. But this is very nice, fantastic. Can be worn for pretty much almost any occasion. Like dressed up, dressed down. This is actually absolutely perfect for that. So if you guys are interested in these, you can actually get those online or pop into your local Burlington and see if hopefully they have it on the shelf. All right, so this is another niche house that made a fragrance that has pretty much that Aventus style DNA. Now they made it kind of like their own thing, so it is not like really Aventus. I'll say this one is probably about 60% Aventus, 40% themselves. So they really did distance themselves from Aventus, but you can definitely pick up that Aventus DNA from it. And this one is from the house of Mancera, and this one is Cédrat Boisé. Now, these are eau de parfum concentrations. It's a 4-ounce, 120 ml. But Mancera fragrances, they pretty much they call themselves eau de parfums, but man, these things last like if they are straight oils. Like they last forever. Like I get probably about 8 to 9 hours out of this, and I mean like this thing is a beast. It's a monster. Like if you wearing this one, definitely watch how you spray, because when I first got it, I sprayed it like it was Creed Aventus, and I almost killed myself. I had to change my clothes, and like after an hour, I had to go change my clothes because it was just way too much. But definitely like probably 3-4 sprays max. That's all you need out of this one. Especially if you're gonna be in the indoor settings, 2 sprays. Don't do more than that. But as far as this fragrance, beautiful, great, lovely fragrance. It does have a metal cap. It's not really a heavy cap, but it is a magnetic cap. So strong magnet to it, and it does not come off. And we'll go ahead and spray this one in the air so you can see the atomizer. I'll do 2 sprays for you. Ooh, pressurized atomizer. All right. Very nice. So as far as the what I'll say it is closer to, it is closer to me to Aventus Cologne because it uses a citrus instead of the pineapple, but it does its thing a little bit different. So there's more wood in this one than you get in, like, you get more of a different type of wood. So Aventus uses the birch. This one kind of uses, I'm not sure what kind of wood it is, but it's a little bit different kind of wood. It smells like, it's like if they use a cross of birch and something else, but you get like a different wood in this one. So it is a little bit more woody, but you get more citrus, more of a citrus punch to it. This is a fantastic, wonderful fragrance. Now, I've had people that I've tested. I've pretty much had them smell this in Aventus, which are, they are super Aventus fans, and they did like Aventus better because, but they did not say that this one was bad at all. They did like it. It's just they liked Aventus better. But you can get this for, you get a bigger bottle for a better price than Aventus, and you get pretty much almost that similar Aventus DNA, and you're probably not going to smell like the next guy that smells like Aventus, because Aventus has 50 million clones out there. So at least you'll smell at least a little slightly different from Aventus. But this one is actually a fantastic, beautiful, great fragrance, and I really do enjoy this one. I'll be giving this one probably a couple more, a lot more wearings than everything, especially now are in the summertime. But it's definitely a wonderful flanker to, not flanker, but iteration of a Aventus DNA, and definitely something you should try and pick up. All right, last but not least, this is also one from the house of Mancera, and this one was one that was, somebody gave it to me. I'm gonna say that it's not a, I don't think this one is authentic, but it does smell like pretty much intense Cedrat Boisé. So I'll go ahead and review it for you guys. I did not buy the intense Cedrat Boisé because I did smell it before. They smell very close to Cedrat Boisé, so having the intense and the original kind of redundant. So it's more of, if you were to buy one, test both of them out, see which one you like the best, and just buy that one, because having both is not really worth it. Now, as far as the scent profile of this one, it smells exactly like the intense version, so I can review it for you and let you know what it is. So from what the person told me is that they actually purchased the intense version, and they, when they got it, they messed up the atomizer, so they bought a one of the cheap bottles off eBay, and they decanted the intense version one because they cracked the bottle, and they put it into this one. So I do get, so they said that the juice in there is authentic, it's just the bottle is not. So I am going to go ahead and spray that for you. Okay, so at least it has a decent atomizer. So as far as the scent profile, it is Cedrat Boisé, but it is woodier. So you get a woodier Cedrat Boisé, but it is not stronger. For some reason, it is weaker as far as like the projection of Cedrat Boisé. Cedrat Boisé, if you want something that is more, that pushes out more, then get Cedrat Boisé. If you want something that is, I'll say, not really sits closer to skin, but doesn't project as hard, that's a little bit more of a closer scent bubble, then the intense version is probably something better for you. So they call it intense, but it is not as intense as the original. And the only thing that's more intense is they intensified the wood in there. So you get, it's more woody. It's a little bit more masculine, more woody. Not that Cedrat Boisé was not masculine in the first place, but it's a little bit more masculine, more woody, and a little bit lighter as far as that. Now, Cedrat Boisé lasts longer than this one. As far as like the longevity out of this one, I'll probably say about 5-6 hours compared to Cedrat Boisé, which is like 8-ish hours. So if you are a performance beast, you might have to go with the original, but 5 hours is actually a very, very good amount of time to have a fragrance on. So if you're interested in whichever one, definitely test them both and see which one you like better. So if you want something that is more of the citrus side, get the original. If you want something a little bit more woody, then get the intense. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I really appreciate your time. And if you could please do me a favor, like I said, this is a small channel, and I would really appreciate if you guys could hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up for me, and leave me a comment, whatever, which flanker of Creed Aventus is the best to you, or if you have something else that is inspired by Creed Aventus that you really do enjoy. So guys, really appreciate you watching the video, and if you have any questions, you can ask me about anything that I have, or if you have any questions you want me to do a review for you, please let me know. I'll be glad to do whatever I can to make that happen. So guys, thank you again for watching the video, and I will see you on the next one.